What's going on everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I want to cover the 5 best aesthetic mods that you can do to any car. So if you're looking to modify your car and it's the first car that you're looking to modify, this is the video for you. So stay tuned. So welcome back to the channel, those that are returning. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. But yeah, this is going to be the 5 modifications that would set your car apart from a standard model, make it look 10 times better in some instances from just doing the single mod. But yeah, these are the 5 modifications that I'd personally choose to do if I was going to be modifying a car from scratch, or if I was buying a car with the intention of modifying it. Number 1 has to be wheels. Now, wheels can make or break a car. I've seen some people fit aftermarket wheels on a car that just don't suit it, too small, that the too inset into the wheel arches, and then the fitment's just crap. If you're unfamiliar with these sort of terms, you know, then fitment and inset into the car means that they sit too far into the arch. They don't fit flush with the wheel arch themselves. If you were to get a set of wheels that were a nice size and suited the car, they didn't look too small and out of place, they weren't too big and just looked odd, you know, but they were a nice size, a nice set of tyres to go with them, whether it's stretched, you know, the stretched look is your particular taste, or whether a nice squared sidewall is your particular taste and you like meaty boys for tyres. Either way, you know, I'm a big fan of it all as long as it looks right, and I think the look of the wheel itself on the car is what would determine what kind of tyre you would go for. And wheels make a car and they can break a car. So that's number 1, wheels all day long. Number 2 would be lows. Now, lows on a car, again, it's something that only improves the car as far as I'm concerned. Lowering a car by an inch, 2 inch, whatever it happens to be, just to get rid of the arch gap, the gap between the tyre and the wheel arch, or if you're a hot boy, to get rid of that gap between the wheel arch and the wheel itself, you know, and you can go full static, you can go bags, you can go coilovers, you can just get lowering springs, which is the most cost effective option. These options are things that, in my opinion, all look good if done right. So lowering springs is definitely number 2. Lowering any car makes it better for handling, looks, just the full bag, you know what I mean? It's even better for miles per gallon as you lower the roof line of the car, create less of a wake underneath the car if you like, and there's less air to go underneath the car and create a lot of aerodynamic resistance. It's just better all round. You make the car more aerodynamically efficient. The only downside, I suppose, if there is one, is that you're going to have ground clearance issues if you go too low, but most lowering springs and most cars have quite a large amount of you know, ground clearance factored into their original design, so there's not normally a problem. Number 3 has to be tints. Now, tints are good for privacy. I'm sure they've stopped a lot of people getting the car window broken for, you know, whatever it is that they've left on the back seat. It makes it a lot harder to see onto the back seat if you're having to peer around a pair of front seats in the front of a car through the windscreen or through the driver or passenger side window. You know, if you've left something on the back seat and all the rear windows are all tinted near enough black, which you can do legally over here in the UK, it's one of those things that, you know, would save you, if you like, from a smashed window in some situations, I'm sure. But not only does it help with, you know, privacy, it also helps with the aesthetics of the car. It makes cars look more sleek in a lot of instances, and they can be good as well for keeping interior fresh. You know, they can help with UV rays, they can also help with in-car temperatures, you know, can stop the car from getting too hot if you get a decent tint, that is. But yeah, tint, I think, is just a really good practical sort of thing to get, as well as a nice aesthetic modification. So yeah, tint, number 3. Number 4 then has to be Dechrome or colour code. You can go either way, you know, you can colour code things and make the things that were chrome or that were black plastic, maybe you can make those things colour coded, or chrome items, you know, you can just black them out, you know, just dechrome it, just black it out. Plasti dip's a really good idea in my opinion for doing this sort of stuff. Mask off all the surrounding areas, make sure it's nice and clean, whatever it is that you're wanting to spray. Get a matte black Plasti dip. It's a completely reversible, completely removable sort of, you know, substance. Once it's on, layer it on thick enough, it'll peel off nice and easy. Or wrap, you know, you can vinyl wrap like your chrome bits or whatever it is. Whereas colour coding, normally you have to take the trims off, you know, scuff up the surface so that the paint's got something to etch into, and it's quite a long process, quite a costly sort of process, and in my opinion it doesn't look any better than just blacking things out. sometimes, you know, it can look better, but in my opinion, if you were to black out chrome in comparison to colour coding, it looks just as good. So that's number 4, and that's blacking out, getting rid of chrome and colour coding. Number 5 then, the final thing on the list, and this I will say is dependent on you first having wheels and lows, because if you don't, it won't look right. Number 5 is a lip kit. Now, body kits in my opinion, as well as neons, hashtag bring back neons, shout out Jaded this. Body kits in my opinion are definitely coming back. The whole wide body and bag sort of movement's sort of being played out way too much, and now everybody's looking at, you know, nice little subtle you know, body kits and lips and bumpers that just make parts of cars that aren't as appealing disappear and make the car more aesthetically pleasing. One car that I do want to see that happen to is the new BMW with the ugly front grills. If somebody brought out an aftermarket front bumper for that particular car with some nice small little kidney grills and then a bigger lower grill in comparison to what it's got now, which is just disgusting. If somebody did that, I'm pretty sure that bumper would, you know, go off the shelves ASAP. It'd be sold out, you know. But that's number 5, is a lip kit. It can look really smart. It can look functional as well in some instances, and it just sets the car off as well, especially like I say if it's lowered and got some decent wheel. They are my 5 best mods for aesthetics, specifically aesthetics. You know, these are the best things that you can do for any car to make it look better, to give it more curb appeal if you like. So I hope you enjoyed this, I hope you got something out of it. If this is your sort of first dive into what modifications should I do, what's the first mod that I should do to my car, if it's looks that you're going for, any of these 5, apart from the lip kit, I think you need to sort of match that up with a few other things, but any of these 5 can be done quite cheap and they just make the car look miles better, and definitely set it apart from a normal standard model that you'd see if you were to park next to the same car, you know, in a car park. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.